Hey, what's going on guys? It's Ben from ParkerBaits and welcome back to another video. Now, this one isn't a fishing video, but I'm down the famous Todber Manor. Now, this place has made quite a name for itself over the last 10 years and the fish are evolving massively. But not only that, what they offer as a business, or as a complex if you like, is quite frankly unbelievable. There's various lakes on site, which I'll probably touch over later on in this video. But we're actually down here today because the ParkerBaits wave is continuing and we are in the Todber Manor Shop. So myself and Ian are here today and we're going in that shop and we're, if you like, parkerfying it, making it look naughty, making it look special. And I'm looking forward to getting in there and putting the bits up that we've got. Also doing a bit of a restock as well, which we've already done, but I won't record that, guys. So there it is. It's only a quick one, like I just mentioned, being that it's not a fishing vlog. But if you are interested, continue on watching and hopefully I can bring you an absolute banger. Just before I start this video, guys, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below. Smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos going forward. And like I said, hopefully I can bring you an absolute banger. Peace out. Right, wow, it's quite exciting and I'm outside the Todber shop now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you inside with me and show you exactly what me and Ian have done this morning. To be honest with you, it's not taken that long. We've obviously restocked, made it look a little bit sexy. Come with me, let's show you. So when you first initially come in the shop, we have got our ParkerBaits sign now to let everybody know that ParkerBaits is now at the Todber Manor Shop. And if you come around this way, when you first initially come in the Todber Manor Shop, just round here on your right hand side, this is the ParkerBaits section. Now, I guess it'd be rude not for me to go over, obviously, some of the selection of what we have to offer here at Todber in their shop. So, if you want to come over here in a second. So we'll kick it off with the flat spot. So here it is, we've offered both flat spots, obviously, as ParkerBaits. As brothers, as a family, we dropped our sort of flagship product, and this was the flat spot. It's devastating in its own right, and the only way of putting this across is hemp oil and steroids. That is the only way of putting this across. So we offer this in fruity, and we also offer this in monster crab as well. This is an oil-based product. It's got good vitamin levels, and it's also got good omega levels as well. So there's actually some thought process behind it, but why is this product good? Now the flat spot, when you initially put it out, you will get a flat spot on top of the water. But not only that, and the main one for me is not just at Todber, when I'm fishing all around the country on a weekly basis, is when the fish are coming over, disturbing that oil, being that it's an oil, it's going to naturally come to the surface, then you know that the fish are proactively feeding on your spot, and it's a good indicator that there's fish there. So that there is the flat spot. Now moving on is our magic dust. Now something that we dropped and begin with, everybody was like, oh, magic dust, that's a bit of a gimmicky name, until they used it and they realised how good the product was. So this is the magic dust, it's the OG fruit in that magic dust. 25 different food particles in this one, very stimulating to carp. And it comes in a lovely pot as well, so you can almost put it on. The best way of describing it and the way to use it is like salt and pepper. You really don't need much of it. So that's our fruit and nut very quickly, a very brief go over, and also our OG fish magic dust. Now this consists of 27 different food particles, very stimulating, just under 20 different spices. You've got blood plasma in here. There is crushed hemp, and there's also some Himalayan rock salt, and that's just me touching on a couple of the ingredients in our magic dust. So that's on offer as well, and believe it or not, that was one of the first things to sell up. And when the guys rang us, that's something that we've actually sent down yesterday, or sorry, beginning of the week. It's turned up now and it's been put back on the shelf. Now moving along is our pure liquid food. There's no bulkers in there, no BS, no glycerine, anything like that. It is a pure liquid food. Obviously, being that ParkerBaits only offer two ranges of bait, our fruit and nut and the OG fish, we wanted to have a sort of a complementing, if that's the way of putting it across, liquid food to that. So there it is. It's also PVA friendly, so fruit and nut and also the OG fish. Now moving down from this section, we've got a small selection of, obviously as ParkerBaits, we've actually got 21 different hook baits, but Todber only wanted a select few. So we offer our wafters, which is a personal favourite of mine, again in both flavours. We've also got our supercharged hardened hookers and also our match of the hatch pop-ups as well. So that's our hook baits, and now I'm going to touch on a few other things. So moving on is our ParkerBaits range, and already the OG fish pellet is gone, it's sold out. That comes in 4, 6 and 8, but moving on to the pellet, we offer this, which is our fruit and nut pellet. It comes in 4, 6 and 8. When you are in the shop, we haven't sealed the bags. Come in, have a smell, and they really do smell nice. So that is our OG fruit nut, like I said, 4, 6 and 8. Great for the PVA bag for scenario, but being that they're a bigger pellet, you're obviously getting different breakdowns as well, but perfect for feeding. What I would say is we also offer our mini mix pellet, and now in my eyes, being that's a small 2mm pellet, you're getting a perfect PVA bag scenario pellet. So there is 5 different pellets within. You've got Robin Red pellet, high and low oil pellets in there. That's our mini mix pellet, and that is also at the Todber Manor Shop. Now moving down, we offer our shelf life as well. We've got our 18s, our 14s in both smells and sizes, and also this is cooked fresh on a weekly basis. So going forward, being that we've only been in here a couple of weeks now at Todber, and it's already doing very well in the shop, we will be sending fresh bait down, and that's imperative to us as a business. We thrive on fresh bait, and that's what we want to continue doing as the Parker bait wave grows and turns into a tsunami. So that's our shelf life range, again, all here at the Todber Manor Shop. Happy days. So maybe shelf life is not your thing, and if anybody is aware, Parker Baits up until 2 months ago specialised in freezer bait. We had over, well, around a ton a week going out sort of a year ago, and that was just in freezer bait, and like I said, a couple of months ago. Now the good thing is with our freezer bait alongside our shelf life, the ingredients is exactly the same, and also the egg ratio is exactly the same. So the nutritional value in the bait is very high. And like I've always said to you before, our main priority as a family, as a business, is the fish. Now, granted, the customer is obviously well up there, but ultimately the customer is not digesting the bait the fish is. So our main priority as a business is making sure that we're giving fisheries customers a very, very high-end nutritional bait. Now, we offer these in 14s and 18s in both sizes, so if you're not a shelf life kind of guy and you prefer to fish a freezer bait, they do also offer that here at Todber Manor. So next up, while we're at the Todber Manor Shop, it'd be rude not to go over some of the other brands that they offer as a business, as a complex. So we'll kick it off with the Nash tackle section. They've obviously got a massive selection here of leads, but not only that, they offer ESP as well. So you can see that in the background, and also ESP stuff is something that I use on the bank quite a lot, to be honest with you. Particularly their floss, I really do love ESP's floss. Massive selection down to cut controller floats, heli systems, plastics, bait stops, corks. The list really does go on. Well, I guess it'd be rude not to go over the Corda section, and you guess what, it's probably the biggest section in here. There's absolutely loads of stuff here that Corda have to offer. They've got their new buzz bars. They've also got their bobbins up here as well, which I think they're called stoves, aren't they? And this is something that I know T uses a hell of a lot as well. So if you come with me, just down here, they've also got their throwing sticks. They've got their distance sticks, they've got their catapults, and they've also got some of their compact range down there as well. Again, something dearly close to my heart, and something that I use as an angler on a weekly basis. And we're just moving up here as well, Ian. They've also got kickers in selections. They've got the small and the mediums there. Again, something I use in my own angling. Lead clips, anti-tangle sleeves, and like I said, the list really does go on. A full selection of their hooks as well, and obviously a selection of braid as well. So I'm going to leave it at that, and we're going to move on to some other sections in the shop. Right, so next up, the fox section, and also something dearly close to my heart, if I'm honest with you. And the reason why I say that, I do use a lot of fox stuff. I'm not attached to any brand as of yet, and fox is something that I do use a lot. So come with me and I'll go over some of their bits. It looks like they've got some pre-Ronnie rigs there, which you've just tie on to a little bit of braid, which is quite cool. They've got some zig bits here, pre-made rigs. Moving along here, Ian, you've obviously got the PVA bags. Now the fast mounts are brilliant, and I know that because I've just come back from Thailand filming over there, and I was using both of these over there, doubling up for different scenarios, being that I was fishing in really, really deep water. So when you double a bag, you've got that confidence when that bag hits the bottom, it's going to break down, not on the way down through the water column. So yeah, I think that's enough said on the fox bit. But again, this shop is just blooming massive. Look at it. There's stuff everywhere.
Turned up yesterday.
So moving on around this absolutely ginormous shop here at Todber Manor. Come with me. They've got a different selection of lures as well. So if you look up there, look at the size of them bad boys. Absolutely massive. Like I said, they really do cater for every angler, whether that means you're a carp angler, a match fisherman, or even a sort of a predator angler as well. Happy days. So I'm not going to walk through this section, but this is sort of the match section. They got pole elastics. They've also got pole rollers. They've got the little intimate, if you like, I'll just grab one, catapults for your maggot scenario as well, which I think is brilliant in here. The list really does go on, and this made me laugh as well. Let me just grab something. Now, even if you're blank, you can come up and get yourself some ParkerBaits products for your next trip, get a picture of a carp, and whack it up on Facebook. One thing I will go over, and again something that I use in my own angling, particularly in the winter, is riddles. Now they've got 3 mils, 4 mils in here, and behind here, and again I'm not going to show you that, but you've got the buckets that go over these and fit perfectly. Everybody's been there before when you've bought a riddle, you forgot to bring your riddle bucket, you've put it there and you've got maggots absolutely everywhere. So there it is, a bit more of an insight in the match section here at Todber Manor Shop. But what we will do is they've got a pole alley here, which I'm quite excited to see, because to be honest with you, I haven't seen that myself. So we're going to go over, that's actually across the road, and we'll show you that in a second. So just before we go over to Pole Alley, I wanted to show you another section of this massive shop that they have on offer here. So come with me.
Okay, let me just find out. What's your name?
So they have clothes. And more clothes. And more clothes. So a whole selection of different rods. Reels as well, whether that be carp fishing reels, match fishing reels, and also predator sort of spinning setup reels as well. And quite possibly the most luggage I've ever seen. Wellies as well, but not quite as nice as my new purchase. My new Crocs. Check these bad boys out.
Crocs or not, getting the boats in.
Well, to be honest with you, this place completely blows my mind. Now they've done this to cater just for the pole angler. So if you are down this if you are down this end of the country, it's definitely worth popping into the Todber Manor Shop and also popping in and saying, is there any time for me to sit down on the box and go over? Because what they've actually is a full setup in here. You can come in, you can compare different poles and basically go from there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just touch on a few of them. Obviously got some massive brands here. You've got Maver there, which is one I know. There's a Daiwa rod there, and also Shimano. From what I know, and this is something I know from the Big One show, everybody's ranting and raving about the new Shimano ones. They're back in the game with poles. I think they come away from it for a while. Tell me if I'm wrong, get in the comments down below. But they've also got that in here as well. So like I said, a whole different selection of poles. You can come in, test them, feel them before you spend your money. Now I know these aren't cheap, but I'm not going to say the number that the gentleman just said to me that work in the shop. But if you knew the number what all these cost, it would completely blow your mind. So I'm going to leave it at that, quickly show you around a few other little bits and bobs, and then we'll go from there. So like I mentioned, when you turn up at Todber Manor, go in the shop, ask the staff and they will show you, and they can come in here and go over great depth. You can actually physically sit on a box like I mentioned a second ago and compare. Now I know if I'm going to spend a couple of £100, or let alone a couple of £1,000 on a pole, I want to be able to use it, I want to be able to try it, I want to be able to feel it, I want to know how that rod works to meet my needs, if you like. And I think that really is an edge, and I don't think many shops / fisheries can even offer that. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this before in any tackle shop around the country. Mind blown. Right, so just before we leave Pole Alley, it'd be rude not to show you a few of the other things here. Now I don't know masses about this, but obviously they got different seat boxes here. Again, real high-end quality.
That is literally your tackle box in a seat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's madness. I mean,
all the little
we got it wrong, haven't we, as carp anglers, really, because if I had everything in a box like that, it would save me so much time, but I don't, because what do? I sit there, I bring about 50 bags with me. I don't know where half the stuff is, and ultimately it slows me down. But I love how refined match anglers are in regards to having everything. They know exactly where it is, they know their bait's all prepped, it's ready to go. Being in a match scenario and they're trying to catch fish as quick as humanly possible, it really is.
They don't even get off their seat, do they?
I know, but it's a real clever way of fishing though, tell me if I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Massively clever way of fishing. So, and again, more Preston innovations down there over the back there, and also a barrow to sort of cater and carry it all as well. So yeah, I think that's enough said on that. And I'll touch base with you when we're back outside. Right, wow, I think we've pretty much went over everything, but just before we go any further, I know I've sort of talked the talk about the the ParkerBaits section in the shop itself, but let me walk the walk and show you exactly. Well, let's just touch on our last social. This was in February. It's not the easiest time of year. We had a 48-hour session. There was a some of the ParkerBaits ambassadors, let's just say, from around the country. We had in excess of 40 fish. Yeah, you heard that right. And the video is over at the ParkerBaits YouTube channel, so go check that out. We had a few 30s thrown in the mix as well. I had one. I can't even remember what the fish's name was to be at the top of the head. And also Ian broke his PB as well. Yeah, boy. Check this out. Ian's shaking. Show.
New PB, baby.
New PB. So just talk us through then, mate, very quickly. What happened then?
Cast out last night, just off the island, about 6 foot off the island. Shingle, 10mm, pink, washed out pink fruit and nut.
Yeah.
With a couple of strawberry boilies, just tapped around it about 10.
Yeah.
Nothing more. Left it throughout the night, left it all morning, and yeah, it's just shot off then.
Happy days,
nice little play on it, and it's in the net at 32.
I've never seen you so on edge, mate. You know what it is, bro.
I've got to lift it now.
Absolutely buzzing for you, mate.
Cheers,
but yeah,
mate.
We'll get her up in a second and show you guys.
And see what it's like.
Happy days.
Nice one, mate.
Lovely, mate. Got like veins at the back there on it, isn't it? Beautiful little pin scale there. Man, it's a long one. It's a banger. Bosh, there it is, mate. So happy for you, Ian, man. It's a big fish, isn't it? It's a big fish. 32?
32.4.
32.4, mate. Absolute banger. Long old thing. Look at that. Come on the carp and come on the ParkerBaits, mate. You smashed it.
That's right. 2 in that one.
2 in that one. 1 in that one.
That's a nice one, that one.
That's a better one, isn't it? That's a better one, mate. Yeah, look at that. Banger. And then 1 in the sling. So there it is, fish number 7 then, mate, £22.
Yeah, £22,
and
12 ounces.
Lovely common, man.
23...
Something.
Yeah, 5. 23, 5.
Fish number 9.
Smallest one out, a lot of them, £17, 1 ounces.
Mate, what an absolute nosser-pig, mate. There's no other word for it, really.
Yeah, she's stunning,
so 26.8 in the end, wasn't it? She's being a bit of a lively one, but the scales on it, you've almost got like a smiley face down here. Look at that. 2 little eyes and a mouth.
I rest of her tail,
Yes. So there it is, there's the other side. Proper cool fish, it really is. Got a gnarly old tail on it. Proper, definitely a character for sure.
Weird old shape, mate, let me tell you, it's awkward to hold.
But we'll get some pictures quickly on my phone and then we'll get her back, mate. But yeah, get in there, my son.
Cheers, bruv.
Right then, guys, so I'm going to try and do this. You join me with Severin next door, and something you haven't seen on the channel before, but my next door neighbour here at Todber Manor, and he's just picked up a, that's got to be mid-20, isn't it? Yeah. I've definitely got the smaller one.
But they are lively.
Very lively. So there it is, T's one he's just had. It's absolutely beating him up, and he's going to slip it back. What do you reckon, mate? How big?
Not too big, probably about 12, 13.
Fish number 4?
Yeah, fish number 4, mate.
Fruit and nut?
Yeah, mate, on a little bag.
Right, so there it is, fish number 2 for me. It's just gone in the afternoon now. What is it, half 1, something like that? I don't know what it is, but it's a low 20 common. Half 1, low 20 common. Oh mate, it's going off, so 31 was it?
31.2.
31.2, and this is, what number fish is this?
17.
Fish number 17, he says that so casually. He's at it again, £20, what was it, 20?
22.2.
Mate, you've had more 20s than I've had hot dinners on this session, if I'm brutally honest with you. It's just good angling, mate, and it's got like 3 scales off the back of it there, sort of quite in proportion, that fish really, in comparison to that one you had earlier. The one with the scales was lovely looking, wasn't it? But had like a drop back on it. But yeah, now fair play to you, mate. What was that on?
That was on fish again.
Fish again. Happy days, mate. Well, we weren't going to get him up, mate, were we?
Yeah.
But we...
Quite pretty.
Yeah.
We'll get him up anyhow.
Yeah, real nice one, that, mate. And you reckon it's had the skin in its sort of its mouth, didn't you?
Yeah,
almost like it's never been caught before.
Puffy bit on the top, mate.
Maybe one of the new ones, I don't know. But yeah, definitely an up and coming. Small little head, starting to grow a little back on it. But T never gets away from the action. I tell you what, he's been keeping up with the rest of them on this session. and been doing very, very well. But mate, probably the prettiest one of the trip so far, even though it's not the biggest. But mate, fair play.
Cheers, bro.
T doing it again. So Bosch, there it is, £33.8, mate, and what an absolutely heavy thing, mate. I'm not used to this, especially after all that action. My arms are bloody tight. But yeah, she's thick. It's got a lovely little cluster there, very, very, very distinctive on the back there, and it's almost got a split tail. But yeah, you can't grumble when they look like that, mate. I'm buzzing. OG Fruiting Nut doing it again. Come on, the ParkerBaits. That's nearly 40 fish this lake's done on ParkerBaits over the duration of the last 48 hours, and this is what it's all about. Yes. So as you can see, it was pretty hectic and definitely an enjoyable session and really good winter fishing, if I'm honest. It's very select few places you can go that you can actually have a good session, and we didn't just have a good session, we had an absolute blooming brilliant session with loads and loads of big carp coming out, and like I said, with a few 30s thrown in the mix. So that's pretty much it. But just before I go, guys, obviously if you are coming down to Todber Manor and you do want to support the ParkerBaits wave and our small family run business, pop into the Todber Manor shop, try some of our baits, go down and let us know how you get on. And also, there's also 11 lakes on offer here. So they've got matching pole lakes as well, but they also offer the specimen lakes as well. My personal favourite is Big Haze. You can also book and do lake exclusives on some of them, as well. But if you do want to learn more about that, head over to the Todber Manor website, and it's all on there in great depth. So there it is. That's this week's video. I hope you liked it. If you have, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below. Smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos going forward. And I'll see you all very soon. Peace out.